Hi there, welcome to the Obachanchatter. I know I look crazy. I look crazy this Sunday morning at I think it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Sunday, September the 22nd, 2024. I look like crazy like this. I'm gonna go outside and put my fall decoration up for Halloween. It's one of my kids' favorite holiday. Well, they're not kids; they're adults, but my kids still like Halloween. And my grandkids like it just as much. So I'm getting ready to go out here and put my little air blowing things in the yard and put up my spiders and my black cats with what do you call that? With solar eyes that shine green and red. It's kind of gonna be kind of cool. We got I bought a new thing, a hologram, so I'm excited. So let me get to start talking to you because I went on and said that I was gonna do this review. This shit was one of the most boring. This episode was so damn boring. I can't even say boring. I'm not even gonna say it again. Mm-mm-mm. This shit was boring. This was a boring episode. But it's episode 3 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think it's called something about meeting the ops or some shit. But we're gonna get started. And the way we start off this episode is I'm turning to the page because I had a nerve. I couldn't believe I fucking took notes. That's how boring it was. I had to take notes so I wouldn't forget where I was talking about. Okay, so here we are. This is where we start. Okay, yeah, this is damn, I'm sorry it took me so long. And first thing I put is what is Christina wearing in her confessional? Them goddamn gold boots with that tapestry outfit. I guess it's got gold running through it, but the gold is so minimum that shit just look crazy. I don't like that outfit. She was wearing the same shit in the confessional last episode, but on this one, somewhere halfway toward the end, she changed into something like a burnt orange with a fur. Thank God she put that on. So I put down that this shit was boring. I said Anthony, oh my God, what's wrong with my stomach? Anthony meets with Christina to talk, and she was shocked that she called. She not sure what he want. She not sure if he calling to be helpful or messy, but he's saying that they friends and she really care about him. And she's like, well, don't seem like it because y'all invited our ops. And he was like, I ain't know that shit about Kimberly and Marcel. That's something new to me. And you called me a liar and manipulation that I was fake. He said, oh, I ain't say you was faking. I called you a liar. So he said, listen, I want me and Brandon to be cool. I want you and my wife to be cool. And if she brought Kimberly out there for that, that wasn't cool. But I want us all to get together. There's really something wrong with my stomach. I really want us to get together and do something. I really want you to get on my podcast and talk about you, talk about your music. And this fucking idiot got a nerve to say, well, I'm gonna have to see what my husband say. Girl, you ain't got no goddamn husband. You need to quit Brandon and get your shit together and go on that podcast with Anthony, whether you like him and Laytoya or not, and put yourself out there. Before you marry your husband, you said you had gotten a contract or something with Sony that you sang real good. Your marriage is a piece of shit. You let his mama know that you was a little bit nervous about living at the house by yourself and maintaining the girls, but the girls was gonna be too much in the household. And now that your husband is gone, you see it's much easier not even dealing with him. And the stress of not even having that motherfucker around is enough of a a peace offering. So fuck Brandon and get your ass up there and start talking about your music and shit and do like that your mother-in-law said. Listen, when the mother-in-law tell you to do it, I do. When my mother-in-law told me to stop talking to my husband or when we was filing for divorce because he was just saying such terrible shit, his mother said, do not talk to him. Do not call him. Do you think I didn't listen to her? I'm kind of like Christina. This woman done known you longer than any woman in your life. So who could know you better? And then you probably was with her till you was about 20 years old. So for 20 years, she got to watch you grow and study. So she tell me to stop talking to her fucking son. You best believe it. And I ain't said a word to him to this day. And it's been 4 years since. And I'm better for it, I believe. So girl, follow suit and go the fuck on. So she was still trying to say you trying to be Mr. Mindy, but you did a lot of broken pieces. You really took jazz at my character. Like I said, I was a liar. I'm manipulative, then I played a victim. And like I said, he said, I ain't call you fake. I don't know where that came from. I sure called you a liar though. And she ain't say nothing about that shit. And I've been like, why the fuck am I a liar? Why'd you call me a liar, Anthony? So anyway, we see Anthony in his confessional say, what is really up with Christina? Because I mean, we all from the same place. We all grew up knowing each other pretty much. And she was never popping. And she ain't popping. It's like when Kimberly was at the dinner at the district whatever the 78 anniversary party, Christina told her, I mean Kimberly told her, you ain't popping, nobody know who are you? What do you do? So anyway, that's how that went. So he said that, he gonna try to make something work, and she said they're gonna be okay because God got him, and that is true. God has you. So anyway, she's gonna go see his mom, and she said usually she don't really like talking to his mom. So I guess she make him a little bit nervous. So she said, "Do you spend time with?" So Christina go to see Brandon's mom, and she said, "You get to see spend time with him." And she said, "No." She said, "Girl, he come in late, well before I go to bed, but he usually up before I get up in the morning." So I'm like, she said them the same kind of hours he was keeping when he was with me. So I mean, he's still doing the same thing. Most likely, he probably still out there cheating on your ass. So she said, so she continues to talk to the mother, and she said, Brandon doesn't talk much. The mother says that too, and she says that the 12 years, she don't know how to deal with your child. And she said that she says, Christina tells the mom, he says a lot of his shit, his behavior stems from his childhood. And the mama said, I think he kind of used that as an excuse, kind of. She said, true enough, his father wasn't shit. Only thing he wanted to do was cut grass. If I didn't make a chore or responsibility fun for him, he didn't want to do it. He didn't do it. So I'll be around this motherfucker cooking, washing dishes after I cook, putting the kids to bed, everything. He did nothing. He was no help to me. So she said, I had a career and I just got myself together. I was just like I wasn't going to do this shit no more. So in the confession, the mother-in-law says that she let Christina come talk to her because maybe she don't want to let her mom know, what's going on. But I don't think that's it. I think Christina coming to you because she at wit's end and she wants to talk to the woman who knows her husband. Yeah. But I got to say that she got to divorce him. He keeps screaming that shit about God. He don't even know the fruits of the spirit. And then he gonna say sometimes he feel like he married a nun. I mean, he just don't none of the shit that come out his mouth operate right. The only thing that he says to me that I hear Brandon saying to her is, I don't want to live in my mama house. But if he could afford to get him another crib somewhere, trust and believe he had his own crib and he would have bitches in and out of there. I'm just telling her. He only want to go back home because he don't want to live with his mother. He don't want to go back home necessarily, Christine, to be around you. He might want to be around his little girls who are so cute. They are so precious. So the mother-in-law tell her, girl, you better go home, take care of yourself and your daughters while they in school and shit. You got plenty of time on your hands. And once they go to school, you kind of do. You got at least 6 hours that you can find something to do with yourself. So like I said, she said she was afraid, but she said she ain't scared no more. Girl, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Ain't nothing to be scared of. So, Anthony and Tori out on their date line. They look boring as fuck. And they ain't talking about nothing except for her adding champagne to her wine line and how difficult it is going to. I guess she getting her wine imported from someplace else because she was talking about imports and taxes and the legalities of it all. That was driving her crazy and she is not moving how she wanted to move over. So he didn't ask her how she like feeling like how she like being in charge, taking over operations. And she was like, oh, I mean, I like taking over operations. And he said, that's cool because, I'm stepping back. And she was like, in her confession, I don't really want him to step back because I kind of lean on him a lot. And I don't like how shit roll. If it don't roll like how I want, and I really need Anthony to be there for his support. So then we go. And he tells her that I went to meet with Christine. And she's like, do we really have to talk about that on our date night? And he was like, yeah, because I don't want nothing to come up. So he said, we discussed all the shit, and it's kind of like what Kim was saying. She think you brought Kim to fuck with her, and she was like, I don't need nobody to fuck with her. I don't need nobody to fuck with Christina for me. I can do that by myself. And then she said, I was trying to, he said, Kim was telling her that you ain't popping, girl. Ain't nobody looking or checking for you. So, I don't know what the problem is. So he said, it's a silly beef. We just all need to squash it. So he said he talked about Brandon and they all want to do a couples date night. And she was like, well, we got to be cool, but I guess. So anyway, Russell is going to counsel Brandon and Christina on that marriage. And he said he's not a counselor, but he is about as close as he going to get. They're going to probably get to having a counselor that's also their friend because he's in divinity school. He's trying to be the school to be a pastor. So he come over there, and already to me he weird. I got to stay outside because my wife don't play that. I'm going no man house and ain't no man there. And I'm like, dude, this a whole crew of fucking people right here who probably gonna go in the house with y'all. And it was freezing outside because when Christina looked out the window, she saw Russell sitting in his truck. And she said, "Ooh, nice truck, and how's Kobe, this and that." She was like, "What you doing out here?" And he's like, "Girl, you better go back in the house. I just called him, just gonna stay out here. It's just certain rules. I don't go in no man house when the man ain't home." And I was just on the phone with him, and he on his way here, and I told him I just wait for him in the driveway. And she said, "Okay, I ain't gonna fuck with you. Keep your ass out here in the truck then." Why would you even think she would mess with you? My wife don't play that. Well, your wife need to get her shit together because if you talking about being a pastor of a church, you will be counseling people that are men and women, and sometimes you will be in there with them with the doors and shit closed. Sometimes people just run up on you. And if your wife is thinking that you're going to be cheating on her, all these motherfuckers got problems in their marriages. I'm just saying. So anyway, Russell tells Christina that Colby's having a girl and that she's disappointed about it, but she gonna come around. That he gonna just keep on trying to get his boy. You might be having that boy with somebody else, with somebody to go to your church when you get it, cause she don't want to have no more kids. And I would advise women. I heard a young girl say that don't have kids on the Real Housewives of OC this last episode. It was Tamara's daughter, I think the one named Sophia, and she was like, people should not have kids. You should not have kids, even if you married and you're not sure that you want to have a kid. Should not have a kid because your husband wants you to. You should not have a kid just because you want to and he don't want to. That shit is serious because once that baby is producing outside of that body, that motherfucker is here and it has to endure everything that you put on it. So don't have no baby now unless you really want to. And if you really don't want to have a baby and you with a man that want one, leave that motherfucker or be okay with him having a baby with somebody else. So anyway, when he's sitting up in there, Christina's telling Russell that she want Brandon to have the fruits of the spirit. And as far as I know, I think it's 9, and he missing a couple of them. And they started laughing at her because she got a little wallet-sized car for this motherfucker to carry around because she is serious. She wants a God-fearing man living in her house and being her leader of her family. So he was like, "Oh, I ain't know nothing about the fruits of the spirits." And I swear he act like he could kid less. And he just want to come home. He don't want to do none of the shit to come home though. So he said he was unfamiliar with the fruit of the spirit, so he is really lost. So I think he was only going to church to get in her drawers, to tell you the truth. Because she said when she met him, he was really in the church and going to church. He's only doing that shit so he can get in your panties. So anyway, to me, I just think Brandon need to learn how to do some self control and stop playing. And it's so easy to treat your wife right. You just treat her the way you want to be treated, or the way you think a wife should a husband should come home to his wife. He should get up and go to church. He should be a leader in his family. And it seems like he don't really want to do that shit. So she should let this motherfucker go. I think he playing. Tell me he need a guidebook. And I said, all you gotta do is just treat it right. And there you know what you said to God. At least that's what you're telling us. What your vows and shit mean to you. All you got to do is do them. That's it. Just do them. Ain't nothing too hard. Like you go to the bathroom for you pee, you open up your pants. You don't pee with your pants closed. It's just simple. It's just easy. It ain't that fucking hard. So anyway, we see Kimberly, and I got to say I don't really care that much for her. And she is meeting with her people at her firm because they had this really big event, some kind of tots for Christmas toys and shit. They trying to pull out all the big guns. They on social media, they in the newspaper, they doing everything. And she was talking about how happy she is for her husband because he came to see her after the meeting, Marcel, and he is she said she's celebrating Laytoya having doing her wine tasting and the champagne. She hoped the champagne can come through by then because that would be nice. So Laytoya invites Kobe and Kim to. So anyway, let me go back because when Kimberly was with Marcel, all she was talking about, well, you didn't hear me about our date night. Why don't y'all just go while y'all sitting there and doing shit? Just go get a burger or something. We got to have date night. Didn't you hear me? And I don't like that either. They remind me of the same shit in the OC when it's Terry and what's his name, Terry and Heather LeBron, or whatever, when they together, they're always talking about how wonderful and how great and how good of communicators they are. I don't want to hear that shit. And I'll tell you the truth, any situation that I've ever seen where the marriage and the family looks that perfect, it ain't. It can't be that perfect because in the other situation I was talking about in the OC, they got three kids that's queer. And ain't nothing wrong being different. But how you get three kids that's queer and you're not gonna tell me your house run normal? There's no fucking way. Not unless they don't live there. That's the only way. Maybe one live there, but she's like, and then that's how Marcel and Kimberly act too. You know, we gotta get our date night together. You're the guard, we're the bomb. We need to talk. I got little ears. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Y'all marriage ain't that good neither. And what the fuck is that blanket that Kimberly is wearing wrapped around her with a rope or some shit? That shit looks terrible. I don't know why she bought it, but she should take it back. So Laytoya asked for Kobe to meet her, and for Kimberly, she wanted Kobe to meet her because Kobe said she had a lot of pain carrying in this baby. You know, she was telling us her uterus was about to fall out every time she go sit down or some shit. So she invited Kim to talk. So anyway, her and Kobe talk, and then Kim come in with that ugly ass thing on, that little ugly ass blanket coat, and they start talking about Christina. So she's like, Kobe mad. So Christina tell Kobe that. Oh, so Latoya started talking to Kobe about how angry she was when she found out that she was having another boy. That she didn't want a boy. That she wanted a girl. And that during her, I think she was talking about during the pregnancy or carrying the baby, that her attitude and her emotions kind of changed. So, and I do believe I do believe that when the baby is in the womb and at a certain amount of time, they start hearing our voices and, they know some shit going around. They're hearing noise outside the body. And I believe the emotions that the mother encompasses, so does the child. And the reason why I say this is that my daughter went through a very emotional time with her husband that was having problems before maybe a couple years before he died. We didn't know he was dying, of course, but she was having problems with them because they knew each other from high school and they was young, and she was carrying my middle grandbaby, and it was so traumatic for my daughter. She just stayed so sad, and it was so weird. Oddly enough, I think she was so depressed that my middle grandbaby probably gave my daughter something to look forward to, something to hold on to, something to kind of live for the moment. I don't know if she was suicidal or not, but I just know it was scary to watch my daughter go through this thing with her husband. And they just wasn't getting along. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it was really weird. When my granddaughter was born, my granddaughter hated her father. Like she was like 2 days old, and he was holding her on his shoulder talking, and I swear she lifted her entire body up back and looked like her head and everything was bobbing to look in his face. And when she saw his face, she just screamed. And when my daughter took it, she just stopped crying. Like it was something about him and his energy that she just could not get along. But her love for my daughter was amazing. Like It's like she knew my daughter was missing something. Like my daughter also had a. I'm trying not to cry because this was so spectacular. This baby, this middle grandbaby, would not leave her mother's side for anything. If she heard her mother's voice, as young as she was, she would turn her head. If Jordan had any type of distress in her voice, she wanted to lay on her mother. So I do believe that the attitude that you carry when you carry your baby can cross over to your baby's mental shit when they get out. You can think I'm crazy, but that's what I believe. So anyway, Kobe said, yeah, she need to think of it better because having a baby is a blessing, whether it's a boy or a girl. It's like what Laytoya said. There are women out here that pay for surrogates, that long to be a mother, that to do anything. And I think I feel for them because it's one of them things that's like easy to do. One of the things that we're supposed to just be able to automatically do because that's what God made us for. And to know that you're a woman and you're not able to perform that. I think it can be really, I mean, just even with me, just talking about my own situation, I had a miscarriage and it almost devastated the fuck out of me. I swear for like a year, 2 years, I swear I could hear a baby crying, like a faint sound of an infant. So it really, it's emotional. So anyway, while they sitting there talking, Kimberly comes in and she lying to Laytoya because she like, I don't know why Christina all upset. I mean, you and Christina, y'all should get along fine. I mean, your y'all thing ain't got to do with me. And ain't got nothing. Y'all thing ain't got really nothing to do with me. You know, my thing with her is that she just don't have no follow up. I mean, I'm like, okay, and I don't get that either because she one of the people. Even with Kobe, when y'all made up at the reunion or whenever Kimberly and Christina had that thing and they was like, okay, we cool, and then she just leaves to go on by her life. Y'all talk about my she don't have no follow through. Why she gotta have follow through? Y'all, it's good. Do you want to talk to her? Fucking call her. The fuck? So anyway, Latoya say that Christina saying that I brought you on to the party, to the celebration to jump in Christina's ass. And she was like, I didn't do that, but you kind of did. And then it kind of gave way. You was talking about Christina, and so was you. What's that lady name? Kimberly in a confessional because you said I don't need to talk about Christina, and I don't know what made her ego think I needed her. She got it overinflated. She need to put a cap on that because I don't got to be talking about her. Why would I be talking about her? You was talking about her in the house with Laytoya when y'all went to over there to eat at Laytoya house and you knew you was talking about her ass because when she told you who was coming to the dinner and she said so and so coming, so it's Kimberly and Brandon. She said, oh well. So you mean tell me you let her say, oh well, and that was the end, and you ain't said, girl, what's the tea? Knowing that you got a problem with Christina, girl, stop it, Kim, stop it, Latoya, you lying. So anyway, she tell her she gonna meet with they're gonna meet with the Smiths to have a date night out. So Kimmy con- continues to say to Latoya and Colby how she always on the side of right or the side of wrong. Her and Latoya, they see it either right or yeah, y'all was talking about that goddamn Christina. I don't care what nobody say. They ain't show you doing it really on TV, but you did it. So Brandon and Anthony and their wives are gonna do a double date. They're gonna play something called knock ball, and it's like you in this big inflatable things, and y'all run into each other. And you keep running into each other till one of y'all fall, and they trying hard to motherfucker to knock each other down. So anyway, after they finished playing, everybody out of breath and they tired because they was all trying to be the winners. You know that. So Christina and Kimberly start talking. No, Christina and Latoya start talking, and she said, "You called me fake. You said I was a manipulator." And then Latoya's like, "I don't remember that." And so, what's her name? So, Christina said, "Well, I think she might have been knocked in the head too hard because all the shit that she said now, all of a sudden she can't remember none of that shit, and she said all of it." So, she was like, "Who calling me fake?" She said, she said, "Oh, who people? You, Kobe, Anthony, Kimberly, and Marcel." She was like, she did not respond to that. So anyway, they just kept going on and on with that bullshit. And she was like, "Who the people?" And she getting a little upset. And you see Brandon saying, "Put your hands back down, baby. Put your hands down. Let's calm down, because it was getting a little heated." And and then you got Latoya talking about how she don't do the fake. She act fake as a motherfucker to me. I'm just saying. So I don't know. Next week is gonna pick off where they left off at, with them arguing about the same old shit. I hope it's not as boring as this was. So you could have been anywhere in the world, but you was here with me today, and I hope you was hoping you was going outside me to put this damn Halloween decoration up and knock the stakes in the ground to keep the shit from blowing over, and watch us. I'm thinking as soon as I get done putting up this decoration, it's probably gonna rain this afternoon, and that's what I hate about Halloween or any kind of decoration when you put it outside. When it get wet and grass and shit stick to it, but we'll see. So like I said, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you was here with me for 26 minutes and 12 seconds, and I love you for it. Have a wonderful, blessed Sunday. And please leave a comment, share my video, like it, don't like it. Even if you don't like it, I like it. Just do something. And that's something else I wanted to say too. I always hear commentators begging to get likes, and all you gotta do is just hit that little button. Yeah, if you appreciate it, that's all it takes. Yeah, I don't get no money or nothing for this, and it pushed through the algorithm. I don't want to say the same shit everybody else say, but I ain't moving through the algorithm. But I guess I will when God want me to. But I enjoy doing my commentaries, and it makes me feel good when you come back here and listen to me. So let me stop talking about nothing, because when the commentators start talking about nothing, that shit gets on my nerves. So have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.